hot water heater, just in case you want to have yourself a hot shower. You can just go ahead and plug that in anytime you feel like it. Let's see if we can find out where he's at. Well, there he is right there.
Little beautiful flowers. Little blue flowers. Nobody knows what this plant is.
Well, what is it?
It's something that's come up in the last couple of days.
It grew that fast in 2 days?
There's some more. Now this one right here, this is what we would call a belligerent stone.
No.
That's a no bark.
Now, do you think a Bigfoot would do something with this stump?
They don't.
Wow.
Now here's the stuff here that we've been working on. You can see where the Bigfoot come off the mountain there. See where that trail is just deep down there wide. And they like that grassy area in there where the dogs are, but of course you won't find it now. That dog's just running clear out. Douglas fir, known as scientific jargon as the pseudo-memsesii. And the reason it is called scientific jargon is the pseudo-memsesii. And the reason it is called pseudo is that means that it was at one time thought perhaps that it could be a false hemlock. And this was an unknown tree and a great curiosity to the early explorers.
Down through here. Look at it.
That is just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the Bigfoot have enjoyed this stump, as have many others. And you can see your fire is in a ring.
Yeah.
That way, see, it's done very little spreading. It's got out once or twice and did a little bit of traveling out there in that duff. But for the most part, we have managed to see what it contains. Stump burner.
Absolutely. I mean, it just stumps me how important stump burning really is. I mean, when you really think about it, who would have ever thought this was such an art?
There's not many that can get a stump to burn down.
I've never seen someone be able to burn a stump like this and then curve it down. Look at that cut down in there, and then look at the depth of the burn. Look at the depth.
Stumper. You don't dare to get found out. There's so much demand for them. There's just not many of them left. And there's only a couple of them that wears their stupenders like this.
I think you're not just a beginner. I'm thinking with that back cut burn right there, you're probably at least an intermediate.
Well, I sure do appreciate you saying so. I've been at it long enough. It seems like I should know something about it at this time. I think on this one here I just got lucky.
Yeah, I'm thinking you did too, because that
like this comes out of the sky. You just take a look up that tree. That limb may have dropped from over 200 feet. Look at the weight in this one right down here. When that come out of there, folks, you would not have wanted to be standing right here where I am. Now here's one here that didn't get burned. See? And this is what happens if somebody don't get on them. And when you torch that off, see, and you've got all that dry dust, then what you're dealing with there is a real fire hazard. Now look at the size of that growth there. On that log up there. You will not find a conch like that every day.
You see, it's not every day that you find a guy that's actually an expert stump person, stump burner, and he won't tell you that he's an expert, but he really is. 1980?
Now is for somebody with a little bit of ambition to come along and fill that hole in, and you never know what might grow up out of there. You get this thing full of this fresh forest stuff, this top layer, very, very rich in nutrients wherever it goes. If you get stranded out here, you can actually live on these. Might end up with one eye a little bit bigger than the other one. It'll keep you breathing. It will sustain life. Now here's the stuff here.
Wow, now is that a stump or is that just a chunk? Would that be considered a chunk of wood or a stump of wood because it's movable?
Well, it's a little bit of everything. See, it's got two conchs starting on it, and see, not quite the size of that last one we found down the trail. But yeah, now here's a good example of some of the neighbors we've got moving in. I loaned this to a neighbor, Californicate, and say it's Rodney Dangerfield, meet Wally Sparks, and it was in perfect condition, and here's how he returns it. And I says, well, did you enjoy it? He said, no. He said, I didn't like it. Young Kelly's moved in downstream there, hoping to get her hooks in. They couldn't make it in the real world, so they decided to go into a fictional reality. Stump burners could not do that. That will not work.
What's a stump burner read? Do you read?
He reads the rings on the stump before he burns it. Tells him the age of the tree, the health of the tree, emotional, mental stability of the tree. The thing about trees, once you learn to work with them, they chatter nonstop.
So you don't read books, you read rings.
Well, unless it's only in a very simple language.
Looks like you don't have much parking up here. A lot of people parking their cars up on your place here.
Well, what they can do is just park on the road and walk in.
Yeah. Some nice rigs down there.
You got that right. They're more valuable each day.